Greetings, Farmer John, NV for Nevada. So let's get into it. I'm here at a beautiful recreational space called Virginia Lake, and I live literally a 1-minute longboard ride from here, and I walk my dog around here now, the 1-mile loop around the lake. And I'm big into nature, permaculture, if you will, trying to be a good steward of the land. And so I was walking here at this lake, and it turns out that there's like some blue algae, also known as the cyano bacteria. So this got me interested because I'm like, whoa, we have this same algae back in Vermont on Lake Champlain, and it says that one of the things that can cause it is a high amount of phosphorus. So that's got me thinking like chemical fertilizers. And there's a golf course right over yonder, so chemical fertilizers come to mind. There's a lot of houses around here, so septic tank leakage comes to mind. And there's a lot of pigeons. There's like a flock of pigeons over on the south end that I've seen people like feeding their stale bread to and stuff, you know, like people do. I always did that when I was a little kid. Go feed the ducks, my grandparents, at the beach. But anyways, so I'm thinking all the birds droppings when it rains washing in. So that's 3 factors we got about what could be the potential contaminations or pollutions causing blue-green algae. And it says, you know, it's could cause diarrhea or skin irritation in humans, and if your dogs drink it, they'll die. But then it just says to make sure you wash the fish off with tap water. So I don't know if people are actually still eating fish out of this, but I definitely wouldn't. And the wildlife doesn't seem to mind. The mallards, and I haven't learned all the other, that's a female mallard, I believe, but I haven't learned all the other. There's some seagulls, there's some gulls that are hanging out here. And they stock this lake, actually. They stock it with catfish and trout and like a bow trout, which is like a hybrid, I was reading. I will leave all the links to the articles that I was reading from at the bottom in the description. So now that I'm just speaking this out loud, maybe from where they stock it could potentially be causing some of the contamination. But if you look right over here, it's don't dump your aquarium pets, and talking about harmful algae bloom may be present. Use caution when contacting lake water. Wash and clean potable water. Avoid areas of algae accumulation. Do not let people or pets eat dried algae or drink untreated water. Yeah, so not the best situation. And when you go to some parts of the lake, when you walk around, it kind of has an odor, if you will. And I've seen people out here like fishing on this dock. And then when I did some more research on like the blue algae, it says that it can cause Parkinson's disease and Alzheimer's disease. So I'm like, dang, is this really even good to be breathing in? But like I said, it's a beautiful recreational area. A lot of people just out here jogging, walking around, spending time with their family. There's like a little workout spot over there. And so they put these fountains in to help with the circulation of the lake. But it seems like it just pushes the algae to the edges, and then it just stagnates on the edges. So there's a storm drain right there that once the water level gets above, it'll start flowing out. And then Cochran Ditch or something it's called, but there's a beautiful mountain right up there, but there's a ditch all the way over on that northwest end, and that's where the fresh water comes in from. But until the water level is able to get up over this drainage right here, or there's another drainage down at the south end, then all of this water basically just sits in here. So some of the solutions that could be proposed is, well, I was thinking, maybe people stop feeding the birds, because I mean the ducks and all the birds are going to be here, like they're chilling out on that island. But I feel like the pigeons kind of chill on this south edge over here. That's where I've seen people feeding them the most, and there's the least amount of vegetation over there. So when all of their bird droppings just land on the sand over there, and then it rains, all of their droppings just wash in the water, and so that's not helping the algae and the stagnation. Maybe it wouldn't be so much of a problem if there was good circulation in here, but it would seem like there's good circulation with the fountains, but all this water is still just stagnated in here. Some of the history on the lake: it was built in 1939 during the Great Depression to create jobs, and it's 12 feet deep. I think it says it covers 25 acres. But you can see, and there was John Reeve, I believe his name was. He took place in, or he helped with the construction of the Golden Gate Bridge State Park or Park. So he helped plant all these trees around the edges, specifically the junipers. So there is a good amount of vegetation. I see some willows, some sage bushes. I haven't learned all the other natives and non-natives yet, but there's already a good start of vegetation around this whole edge. So the only thing that I could really propose is to plant more plants, plant more native grasses, maybe some fruit trees, some bushes, and I don't know, do some more research and learn more about what aquatic plants can help to combat toxic algae, maybe fish that can be introduced. I don't know. But what I do know is that those are my observations. So I'll leave the links to all the articles that I was reading to research. And yeah, I got like 2 more minutes left in the video. Maybe we could just take a little walk and I could show what kind of vegetation is growing around. But that's serious right there. And you can see all the ripples, like I'm saying. So the water's just ripple, 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 and it just gets pushed back to the edge. So out there's probably clear, but there's nowhere for it to go. And I believe this big one right here is some variety of willow. Got these unique pines. I don't really know what these ones are. Here's the juniper. Huge juniper tree. I've never seen one this big before. More willow bush. But then you have all this along this edge that can have more vegetation planted. And I got like 50 seconds left, but maybe people could also be more conscientious about what they're flushing down their toilets, because I definitely think the leakage of septic tanks has something to do with the algae.